Welcome and welcome back. I appreciate you guys stopping in. Today, we will be discussing the direction of the Chaz on Social channel as of January 19th, 2025. I appreciate y'all popping in. It's been an awesome year thus far. I want to say thank you to all of the subscribers who have, hit that subscribe button and given me the motivation that I needed to keep going. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into what this video is about. Today, I believe that the focus for the channel should be health, wellness, fitness, mindset, things of that nature. I found a lot of success in recent weeks here on the channel from those topics and videos and content that I've created. So I figure why not just hone in, lock in. Best way to start a fire with a magnifying glass is to keep it steady in the same spot, right? Some of the things that I would like to address would be along the same topics, specifically in health, but more along the lines of the health struggles. There's a lot of common health issues out there. I'm gonna name about 5. And if you guys feel like this is something near and dear, you don't have to necessarily give me the number, but if you want to give me a thumbs up, heart emoji, workout emoji, or just hit me one-on-one, it's chazonsocial@gmail. Feel free to reach out. I am a resource. Use me as needed. But the topics go as is. There's mental health. There's obesity and weight management. There's high blood pressure, sedentary lifestyle, and poor diet and/or. So to address these issues, I fully intend on creating content surrounding mental health awareness, eating healthy habits along that line, exercise routines, and even just lifestyle changes. I've always been a huge proponent of annotating and documenting my day-to-day. If you have me on Instagram, shameless plug, Chaz on Social, same tag over there. For documenting, my protein shakes or my high protein, high fat meals first thing in the morning, and then adding carbs for lunch and dinner, stuff like that. Very simple things that a lot of people just don't understand the science behind, or even just don't even have the experience with their own bodies behind. So for those of you guys who don't know me, to reiterate, I'm Chaz. This is a new channel, Chaz on Social. I used to go by Chaz Digital. You can call me Chaz Digi, whatever it is you want. just don't call me late for dinner. Anyways, but yeah, I'm a huge proponent of all of these things. This year I turned 35, so my target demographic is going to be from the early 20s to 40. So that's going to be where that's going to be the focus point of most of this content going forward, I believe. With that, next month for the American Cancer Society, I fully intend on running 100 miles for the month of February, 28 days. You do the math, that's about 3.5 miles a day. So we getting it in, I just ran the other day, felt pretty good. I'm still recovering from it, but you need to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. You know what I'm saying? So run today. Let me get some water, man. You know what I'm saying? Here licking my lips like a dog. Boy, I need some water. We've been working today. I worked out earlier, not too long ago. But anyways, yeah. So, in the spirit of cancer awareness and cardiovascular health and the elimination of free radicals in the body and weight loss journeys, lifestyle changes, right? It's only fair that, we start talking about these things. So this isn't a video intended or scripted for mental health, but I did want to kind of touch on some of these subjects just willy-nilly, free, just from my own mind, freestyle, unedited, and keeping it raw and organic. So when it comes to mental health, that is a very wide spectrum in terms of what it can hit. I mean, there's anxiety, depression, mood changes, and there's many factors that can affect your mental health when it comes to life. There's work, relationships, family, life changes, diagnosis from the doctor. People live, people pass every single day. So I think that a lot of us could really work to fortify and strengthen our mindset. Again, relationships is one thing that I think a lot of us take for granted these days, or kind of go willy-nilly in our selection process. You need to take a hard look at the closest 5 people to you. If with those 5 people, if one of them is depressed, has anxiety, is sad all the time, you might want to assess what they got going on in their life. And I'm not saying cut these people off, but what I am telling you to do is to reassess the people in your circle and see what type of factors they got going on. Do they have poor diet? Do they have poor sleep habits? Do they make poor life decisions in general? All these things can affect your mental health. We'll keep it short on that topic, but just something to think about. Obesity and weight management. Now, I myself currently weigh about 185. I'm 6 feet tall, relatively thin. You know what I'm saying? Relatively thin, pretty vascular, good blood flow. But in my early 20s, I was about 205, maybe 210. I have to go back and check the tapes, but I remember rocking a collar that was like a 17 or something like that, popping out it. You know what I'm saying? They used to call me Mr. Potato Head. I didn't have this full head of hair, I got pictures. Back in the day, I was doing a lot of bulking, dirty bulk, pizza, fast food, barbecue, mass gainer, stuff like that. It didn't work well for my frame, my body type, and and my joints overall, let's just be clear. So weight issue is definitely something I can relate to. Although I know I may not look like it now, we all have a past, as I like to say. So these issues can lead to things like different health problems like type 2 diabetes, and some more cardiovascular diseases that we just should not be dealing with. If we have an opportunity to fight back, fight the good fight. So moving on, high blood pressure. A lot of us like that extra seasoning. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a huge proponent of ramen noodles. I'm in really good shape now, but like I said, I've seen both ends of the spectrum. When I joined the military back in 2010, probably around 2008, 2009, I was probably about 135 pounds, if that. But and right now, like I said, I'm 50 pounds heavier, and it's all muscle for sure. Maybe 5 pounds fat for sure, but for sure muscle. But anyways, I used to eat some of the worst things, processed foods, things out of boxes. But when you don't read your nutritional fact label on the back of the things that you're eating, there's typically the nutritional breakdown of what you got on there. And on the back, you'll read and it'll say, the amount of sodium that you have. And just as an example, ramen noodles is easily like over 1,200 milligrams of sodium. I'm pretty sure it's pretty high. You're capping, I think, your daily sodium intake and just eating one of those for like, I think, a day or two. If you know the right stats, throw it in the comments, but I'm freestyling right now. But anyways, like I said, I've seen both ends of the spectrum. I've eaten horribly, putting anything in my body, but we don't do that these days. And I just want to help you guys how I can in terms of correcting these unnoticed long-term effects. Right? Again, high blood pressure, silent killer. Let's work on that. Sedentary lifestyles. Come on now. Let me just get out. Let me just get out of frame. Stand up, sit down, do a little squat. I've only been sitting down for 9 minutes, and I'm ready this video to be over. I don't really like sitting this long, to be honest with you. With the advent of our phones, and and watching streaming services and television, and even at your job, some of you guys don't have a Varidesk or even a yoga ball to sit on, so you're kind of stuck with your hips hinged, like this, like you on a flight all day, and it's really bad for the circulation through the lower half of your body. Or you scroll when you first get up, or you scroll at night, and it adds up over time. A lot of times I tell people to add to add timers and limits on their devices and apps and platforms, because it's just good. It's just good for you to take a break, 15 minutes of doing this, they just banned TikTok this week, and apparently people can still get back on it. And, I was out here promoting and advocating that, hey, some of y'all should probably give it a break. But what do I know? They say that about 2 to 3 minutes of a song is 1 megabyte of data used, and then 15 to 30 seconds is about another megabyte. So you got to imagine how many megabytes you're doing in the course of an hour. It's just kind of like, data is the new time. But that's a whole nother video in terms of cost for entry, and if you're just willing to waste your life in that manner. But you guys are watching this, and it sounds kind of hypocritical for me to say that, but you kind of get the point that I'm getting at. Poor diet, fast food and processed foods, man. So convenience can lead to a nutritional deficiency and weight gain. Sorry, that word struggled. But again, we doing it live. I'll cut it out on another one. But anyways, yeah. I just recently had a major shift in my own household, where I just threw out all the candy in my house. I threw out all the processed foods, meaning like chips, like popcorn, Biscoff cookies, what else, like crackers, like some other just random stuff that is just like the shelf life is, I don't even know. It probably would have expired in a couple months, but either way, I just got rid of the candy mainly. Because it's important that you get the things out of your household that if it's within reach, it's accessible. Just keep it simple. Get that stuff out, If you have the temptation, most likely, there's a small percentage that you're going to, succumb to it. So why put yourself in that type of situation if you're trying to change? Remember, this is what this video is all about. I'm just trying to give you a couple seeds. If you water them, they grow. You know what I'm saying? If you don't water them today, you may water them another day. I'm just giving you the seeds, y'all. So again, like I said, of those 5 things: mental health, obesity, weight management, high blood pressure, sedentary lifestyle, and poor diet. All of these things I think we can address in multi different ways. I think we can tackle these things in many different ways, many different angles. I hope for the best for all of you guys, but I do feel like that might be something that I could assist with, given my experience, given my lifestyle changes. Again, I turned 35 this year, and I've taken moderately good care of myself. Don't think this is some holier than thou video. I've been there, done that. Anything that you guys are doing new today, I've done a different variation for. Now all that other hardcore stuff they got, all that fent and all that, hey, y'all got that, bruh. It's all the YNs out there, yeah, that's y'all, bruh. I'm not with all that stuff. I'm just saying like the basics. Like Four Loko came out when I was in my 20s. Alcohol, right? They did away with it. Grew up in Dallas, Texas, and was privy to a lot of craziness in my early teens. But I digress. So with that being said, we all have a past. I fault no one for their past. But when you know better, you better do better. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I don't want to make this video too long. I'll keep it about 15 minutes. So if you guys enjoyed this, if you made it to the end of the video, give me some 100 emojis, something like that, thumbs up, like it, comment, share. I will place a video, let's see, probably place a video right here. You know how they say, a little playlist and a video here. Don't forget to subscribe. If you do like this, say I'm all in or something along those lines, so that I know that I have a couple of people that see this that I can directly impact and assist and help you guys grow. With that being said, I'm Chaz on social on all platforms. Go ahead and follow. I won't waste any more of your time. If I wasn't wasting your time, then I appreciate your time as well. It's mutual. Y'all stay safe.